Welcome to PhD with Woman on It, Hack the Future. My name is Beata Young, and today's PhD Positivity Hack delivered will be by our guest, Vamsi Polimetla. Topic: how to plan the perfect success formulas to achieve high performance. Episode 77 starts here. Let me remind you, this is a grassroots community that focuses on women on IT, an inclusive forum of women in technology, startups, and female leaders who are supported by men as well. And I bring heart to that hustle because empathy is my mojo, and empathy is critical when you are planning the perfect success formula to achieve high performance. Let me mention a couple of important happenings. Nobel Prize in Literature happened to the author of Shame, Annie Ernaux, for congratulations for winning a Nobel Prize in Literature. Her books are meant to reveal entrenched social inequality where she chronicles her life experiences. Ernaux is the 16th French writer and the first French woman to receive the Literature Prize. In congratulating her, the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, said that she was the voice of the freedom of women and the forgotten. On a side note, only 2 women were among this year's 14 Nobel Prize winners, underscoring how the world's most prestigious science awards lacks diversity. Since the Nobel Prize was introduced about a century ago, women have won 61 times compared to 895 times male laureates, and 27 organizations won. Orange Soft Scholarship. Great news, everyone. Orange Soft is offering $1,000 scholarship to female college students pursuing STEM career or other technology-related studies and careers. Let's hack the future in the IT industry. And finally, a shout out to my fellow alumni of Women Tech Makers Mentor Development Program, Smitri Misra. Thank you so much for being a real supporter and advocate for women in tech, and good luck with your new job. Hack the future, Smitri. In today's episode, we are going to learn how to plan the perfect success formulas to achieve high performance. The world is a place of opportunity and possibility. It's up to you to make the most of it. Greatness often comes from doing what others say can't be done, and that's just as true in life as it is in business. When you look at your own situation, whether you're trying to start a business, get an education, or make a career change, you'll find that there are many ways to achieve your goals. When you perform at a high level, you achieve extraordinary results. Great leaders inspire people to achieve high performance. And so is our guest for Positivity Hack Delivered 77. He's helping people win. Vamsi Polimetla is a tough leader, high performance coach, and life business strategist. After 23 years of being in the corporate IT world, Vamsi has taken a leap of faith for the sake of growth. He started to make more leaders, an organization that helps people reach their fullest potential by showing them greater opportunities and reigniting their passion. He has helped hundreds of people communicate better, get unstuck, and find true freedom. Vamsi, let's start with a true freedom question. Where are you today?
Hey, Beata. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is the East Coast in US. Originally from India, been living here in US for almost 18 years now. And before coming to US, I was in Singapore for a couple of years, and my first 20 years I was in India.
And all that happened because you had a career in technology.
Absolutely. I spent like first 23 years of my adult life doing solving technology problems. I was in the IT. I started my career as a programmer, and I was really passionate about programming languages, solving problems behind the scene. And eventually, I got graduated from programming, got into the management, and got into the leadership. Now, as you mentioned before, I've been running my organization called Make More Leaders, helping a lot of IT people, entrepreneurs, and executives to level up their game and show them the possibilities that they are not seeing right now. And this has been my mission.
Beautiful mission. This is exactly the point that I would like to mention. Our lovely guest who recommended Vamsi. Conquering the fear of public speaking was the topic of discussion. Brendan Kumarasamy, I hope you're watching us. All the best of luck to you. You are a partner of Vamsi. How did it happen, Vamsi?
Everything happens for a reason in our life. So 3 years ago, I went to a conference by Louis House. It was in middle of nowhere, Columbus, Ohio, if you're familiar with the US, and not too many things are happening in Columbus. That day, very first day of the conference, it was about like a 4:45 a.m. and we were doing burpees in about 45-degree weather outside, about like a 40 people. And that session was organized by one of the NFL player. And Brendan happened to be the one who was doing burpees next to me. And we had a small talk and asked him, what do you do? He said, I do communication coaching. I have a YouTube channel called Master Talk. That is where the interaction started. It's been like 3 years. We've been running like a lot of great things together.
Good luck to you. What is the things that you've been running together?
So we are helping executives to communicate better, take the core message that they have in their mind and helping them to show whatever that's sitting inside between these 2 years to the outside world. A lot of times people think that I need to do my MBA, I need to complete my PhD before I start doing something. This is I think like a lot of people making a mistake. They're putting their dream in under the rug and they're buying time from the things that they always wanted to do. So what we help is we help them to get that whatever the knowledge that they have in their mind to the outside world through the power of communication.
And also how to plan the perfect success formula to achieve high performance. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So, Vamsi, I've been working with women in technology, and you probably know the fact is we can learn as many tools, we can know as much technology as we want, but if we don't have leadership skills, we will never make it to the top. So what inspired you to develop this perfect success formula?
Absolutely. So part of my corporate journey, I was always thinking about what can I do to bring more value to my team members. So in that journey, Beata, I started investing a lot of my time, a lot of my energy, a lot of my money into my personal growth. So it's been almost more than a decade. I started attending a lot of conferences, started learning from people like Tony Robbins, Robin Sharma, Brendan Bouchard, various programs, and getting all the best things. And I started implementing that first thing in my life, and I started noticing, oh, this is really working out good for me. I've been like really fit, really healthy. My morning routine is completely different than like a year ago. So I started helping my team members do the same thing as well. So to answer your question, it's like a journey. It's been like happening for some time.
So you mentioned fasting. Is that critical to achieve success?
It all depends on how you wanted to define your success. In simple words, success is all about what is happening inside of your world is matching what is happening outside of the world. So in simple words, like I'll put it, your audio is matching your video, right? So you're saying something and you are not doing something, you look successful on the page, You look successful in your neighborhood, but there is a mismatch there. The moment you understand, oh, my audio is not matching my video, and the moment you correct that, you start seeing that all the fulfillment, all the satisfaction, all the happiness coming into your life.
So, what success meant to Vamsi?
As I mentioned, like define what exactly that I want and just go for it. In current moment, my success is all about like living my life on my own terms. Freedom is something we all need as a human beings, and just live in that space and help other people to achieve the freedom that they've been like looking in their life as well.
Right, it's all good if you have a stable job, but if you need to make money out of it, how to do it? Did you also find success there?
100%, 100%. You don't have to quit your job right away and go with your passion. Always spend some time and identify what are the things that you really, really like, maybe wanted to do. What are the things that excites you? And see, is anyone in the world doing the same thing that like maybe you are excited about? And identify them and model them and study them. Spend some time, understand how can I learn the same thing, same skill, same strategy, and apply into my life and start like a baby steps. You don't have to go. I burn all the bridges. I'll start tomorrow. That's one way we can do it. Tony Robbins always says that, but you don't have to go in that route. You can start something small and slowly expand it. And at one point, you can think, oh, I think like I'm making decent money from my passion, and just go for that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Dear audience, I hope you're not only taking notes, you have some questions. Chip in and ask these questions because we are talking about success formula. And there is no success if you're not curious. We talked about fasting. If you want to get fit, if you want to be slim, you definitely are not going to achieve success if you don't do a bit of fasting. Now, what else can we do to achieve success? Is there any routine you would recommend?
Absolutely. Fasting in many ways, Beata. One thing, don't consume too much information. Focus on what you wanted to achieve. A lot of people, they are really, really good at consuming information from various channels. They go and spend like 2 hours on YouTube, maybe 1.5 hour on podcast. They read like maybe 3, 4 books, which is like information overload. First, ask yourself, what is that one thing that you wanted to achieve, and spend your time around that one thing. So that way you can go a mile deep on that direction. The problem with many people, I would say like a 99% of the people, because 1% is really successful, is they go 1 inch in 10 different directions, and that's the problem. Versus the 1% who are really, really successful, they go 10 inches in one direction. Always like a go 10 inches in one direction, versus you are hopping from one thing to other thing, and at the end of the day you feel tired, and you are not going to be getting what you planned for.
That's very useful, Vamsi, because I have to say, as a multitasker, I find it very difficult to compare, to put it into small boxes and focus on the bigger picture. So definitely, one focus is definitely a very good approach. We have a question from our audience. Olga Vasina is asking, interesting, Vamsi. So does it take 10,000 hours to master the skills you need to start small and build up?
That's a beautiful question. 10,000 hours is also a myth. So how you are spending those 10,000 hours? A lot of people in my 10-year personal growth journey, they've been going to conference after conference. They've been just like maybe in the learning mode. You don't have to spend 10,000 hours on learning mode. You can spend maybe first 100 hours on learning and the remaining maybe 900 hours on implementing. You're not going to be getting anything if you're just learning, consuming, unless you take action. So to answer your question, always 10% consuming, 90% implementing. So eventually at one point, you will be spending 10,000 hours, you will become like a best in the world. But how you are spending those 10,000 hours is really going to be matter. You cannot be a good swimmer if you spend 100 hours reading a book on how to swim. The best thing you can do, jump on a pool and take your first lap.
Agata Bellon actually asked another question that you just mentioned, 10% consuming, 90% action. But how do you balance our information consumption to avoid overload?
Sure, absolutely. So pick a topic that you wanted to master. For example, you wanted to understand about a diet. You wanted to understand about a specific diet and just focus on that particular topic and look for who all are the people who are really, really good with this particular item and study them and watch them versus you focusing on 10 different areas. You are picking something and you are going mile deep on that particular topic.
Okay, let's go into your goals and also how we set up the success. How could you make this goal more specific and measurable?
Everything starts with the planning. First, get crystal clear clarity about what is that goal. In first place, why you are choosing that goal. What happens if you don't take any action towards that goal? Get a clear understanding about that goal and put it onto the paper. The moment you get it there, ask some powerful questions. What is my next 3 steps going to be on this particular goal? For example, you wanted to write a certification. Ask the question like, why I'm going to be writing this certification, where I'm going to be using this information. Most of the people, they make a mistake of setting a generic goals, but not having a concrete why behind that. So set that and write it down. Come up with the 3 steps. These are the 3 things that I'm going to be taking action and create a plan around that. What is my outcome looks like by the time I complete my step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3. The moment you have that clarity, it's very easy for you to go and achieve that. If you don't have the clarity, guess what? Most of the times, procrastination kicks in. It's going to be, I say, oh, I'll do it later. The reason many people get into that procrastination stage because there is no clarity for them. And for them, okay, since I don't know exactly what is my next step, I will do it later. Looks like
Sorry, apologies. Yes, I'm back online. Plans are nothing. Planning is everything. It's all comes to writing down and setting goals, but also goals that are achievable. How to set up achievable goals? What areas you need to consider when you're setting up goals?
So goal achievement, have simple wins in the beginning. Don't set, if you are making $100,000 a year, don't set a goal to make $1 million next year. I know it's possible, but that is something going to create a lot of anxiety for you. Set a goal. I wanted to make $250,000 the next maybe 10 months. I wanted to break down the bigger goal that you have into multiple steps and focus on the very first step. What is the first thing that you wanted to do? If you're growing in the career, who in the world making $250,000 a year from the job that I am doing and study them and take action towards that. Maybe first thing you may need to change your current circle, because everyone around you are making exactly the same money, and look for the people. Maybe go to conferences and get get mentoring from people who can help you reach there faster, and create your environment, because your environment is going to be the key thing to achieve any goal that you wanted to achieve in a long run. Without that environment, you will fail for sure.
Vamsi just shared with us his LinkedIn profile if you would like to follow his success story and learn from his steps. He's also on his website. Now, Vamsi, you talk about role models, about the fact that it's much easier to learn from others who achieved success. And we talked also about the fact that its success is not measured by everyone the same way, because you have to define your own success. We have got another question from Agata Bellon. If I want to find a topic that is a good fit for me to learn, how would I do that?
Sure. This is where I think like maybe I can call this a career advice. Spend some time and not just like maybe in your environment, in your home, go somewhere. And this is something I recommended to all of my clients. Take like 1 or 2 days off, book a nice hotel that you can afford, and come up with your 10-year vision. And you are going to be writing down everything what you want in your life for the next 10 years. Don't use your current circumstances. Don't use about like maybe what you are making right now, the skills that you have, the relationships, all the responsibilities, being a mom, being a daughter, being all the things, put it at home and just go. You, a notebook with you, and just spend 2 days and coming out with like, okay, these are the things that I wanted to achieve in my life. Once you give yourself that permission, you know exactly what you want, and you come back home with a vivid vision, and you start seeing yourself differently. This is, I think, like the best thing that all of you can do. Whenever you can, maybe in the next 2 weeks, next maybe a month, take 2 days off. Check out everything at home. Don't carry any bags to that location, and spend 2 days and just thinking about what I want from my life for the next 10 years.
Excellent. Olga Vasina is asking a question. Can you give us some examples of people you have helped and how it changed them, please?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I would say in the past, like several, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, help like hundreds of people. Always like I ask 2 questions. The very first question, whenever somebody comes to me, what is possible for you? Ulaga, in this case, I'll ask this question to you. What is possible for you now? And I ask you to write down every single thing. You may say, I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to have a home, maybe next to a beach. I wanted to travel around the world and speak on stages. After that, my second question would be, what is impossible for you? And I push a little bit on that impossible thing. And I ask all of my clients to say, how can we create whatever that you are thinking it's impossible for you in the next 12 months? It could be they become a public TEDx speaker, writing a book, running a marathon in every single continent. And there are many, many more, going just like maybe 3, 4 levels above their corporate career. So yeah, many possibilities once you step out from that zone and start acting that.
Well, as we know, in impossible is hidden formula. It can also mean I'm possible. Now, we talk about, and you talk in your success formula, you talk about turning your failure into a success. Maybe you could tell us or share your failures with us and how you turned it into success.
Oh yeah, sure. So many things in my life, and I shared this story so many times in the different podcasts. I'll make it simple. Uh, while I was working in the corporate, about 12 years ago, I got an opportunity to move into the management side, and at that point, my communication skills were pretty average, and very first month in my corporate management career, I supposed to give a keynote speech in front of a big audience, and I failed really bad on the stage. And that failure gave me really like maybe a stepping stone for the rest of my career. So after that failure, I decided I don't want to be in this situation any longer, and I started investing into my communication. I started going to communication programs like a Toastmasters, getting mentored by many people, and it's baby steps. Like I started improving, and down the road, like I got paid for tens of thousands of dollars for my public speaking. So every time when you encounter something, we all can just like maybe get into the depression or use that as a stepping stone to get into the next level. Same thing happened during the pandemic. Everybody's worrying about what is going to be happening. I decided this is the time I'm going to go full time into my coaching business. And a lot of people, they thought like I was crazy. Guess what?
Hmm.
That's the best thing that happened to me. And now, fast forward 3 years, it's been really good time.
Excellent, and you're cooperating with our great supporter Brendan Kumurasamy, who's also offering some speaking gigs, and he's coaching in speaking and in communication skills. And we can see how great you are with your navigation, with communication, Vamsi. Well done, you. Progress over perfection. Let me remind you, we are not all about being perfect, but all about making progress. We have another question from Agata Bellon. Who do you think you helped change the most? How much? Oh, did I read that question before? I'm not sure.
How much?
Okay, yeah. Yes, we read that question. We have another question, another great communication from In Love and in Pain. Hi, Beata and Vamsi. Thank you for your advices. Thank you so much, In Love and in Pain. I hope you gonna achieve success. I hope you there is gonna be no pain soon. Vamsi, we talked about vulnerability and making success, turning failure into success. How about understanding your value? We had a topic just this year about understanding your value and adding tax. Maybe some tips from Vamsi this time.
Hmm. Absolutely. There are multiple value levels, everyone. So let's call the value level one is implementation. If you're watching this live, take a notes on this. This is really powerful. The first level is called implementation. In this level, everyone implementing what their boss asking them to implement. So you could be a carpenter doing the work, you are maybe working in a restaurant doing this, or maybe you are a programmer programming based on the instructions that you are getting it from your manager. This is implementation level. And one level above that is unification. You are a manager. You are managing maybe a small team, like 5 members reporting to you, or maybe a bigger organization, maybe 1,500 people reporting to you, but you are a manager. You're managing a team. Unification. A lot of people, they fall into either one or two. You are either doing the work, especially in the IT, you're programming, or you're managing team of people. And if you're working hard on level 1, it's very tough for you to get into level 2. If you're working hard on level 2, you can only grow up to certain height. There is a level 3. Level 3 is all about communication. How you are communicating about what you are doing. You could be a programmer, you could be an architect, you could be a designer. If you're able to communicate clearly what's going on in your organization, you can reach level 3. In level 3, you can create like a lot of impact with your work, not just in your organization. You can create an impact in across the industry. You will be invited to speak in front of thousands of people if your communication is really good. So the major problem that many people like I noticed in the past, like maybe several years, they are working hard on level 1 or level 2. They're not at all working in their level 3. If you spend some time every week, maybe 30 minutes a week, maybe 2 hours a week on level 3, you can create whatever that you wanted to. And there is one more level, that is level number 4, which is called imagination. This is where all the magic happened. Somebody asked a question, how can I create my dream? How can I create my goals? So spend some time on that imagination and ask yourself what exactly that I want, what is possible for me, and what is impossible for me, and I wanted to go and get that impossible thing. Because everything is a thought, right? The platform that where we are watching this was a thought in somebody's mind maybe several decades ago. The devices what we are using, the cell phone, the microphone, all were thoughts in somebody's mind. The moment you start giving that power to your imagination, you can create whatever that you want. Wanted to recap real quick. Level 1, implementation. This is where you're doing the coding. Level 2, unification. You are managing people, just managing people. Level 3 is all magic is going to be start happening. Level 3 is all about communication. You are taking the knowledge that is sitting in between 2 ears and start communicating to the real world and start like creating an impact. You'll be a public speaker, you'll be like talking in front of hundreds of people in your team, you'll communicate well in the boardroom, you send your points across. And final level is imagination. You spend time on how can I create a future that I really wanted.
I love the 4 levels, and imagination is definitely very useful thing when you want to achieve great success in your startup. And we have got a great successful author as well joining us today, Kim Vermaak. Just to let you know, it was a speaker in September. She talked about her success writing books and also advising on book writing. Vamsi, I recommend you highly this this great coach. Now, when we come to communication, I think you touched a very gender specific topic, because I've noticed throughout the years of my career that we females suck at communication. And I wonder, what is your experience and what would be your advice to females to be better at communicating your value?
I don't completely agree with this. It all comes with a mindset. A lot of leaders that I work with, they are really rock star communicators, and most of our clients that in our rockstar communication program are female executives. They're all really good. They're powerful. We are helping them to take their game to the next level. I don't think like maybe it's a gender based, Beata. It's all about the mindset. I saw so many men also hiding behind the desk. When I was working in Singapore, I think like maybe the culture, Chinese culture there, 70% of the leadership team was female executives. And I was really got impressed with their leadership skills and their communication. And many organizations that I saw, I saw equally good leaders.
Well, my observation is, Vamsi, that most of the time we do not brag about our achievement. We
Mm.
do not like to talk about what we achieved. And once we talk, we are too modest comparing to male counterparts. Would you agree or do you disagree?
Uh, it it all depends. I think maybe I partially agree with that. You don't have to brag about it. It's all about what is what is that something that you are communicating. Are you really clear about it? And you don't have to talk too much. Some people say I'm extrovert, some people say I'm introvert. No, are you communicating the clear message, right? So that's where like all the things comes into this. I still remember a quote from somebody like really famous author. Once he said, uh, I'm sorry, I had to write a long letter. I did not get a chance to write a small letter. I'll repeat that quote again. I'm so sorry, I had to write a long letter. I did not get time to write small letter. So always we think we need to communicate more. No, you need to communicate less, but more effectively. It doesn't matter whether male, female, uh, you need to simplify things. No matter what you are doing in this world, whether you are a doctor, you're an engineer, an architect, or a lawyer, or maybe a coach like me, if you cannot simplify something for your clients, I think your job is not completely done. You need to simplify this and give that best to your clients.
Right, talk about simplification. We've got something hidden behind these words, Vamsi. I hope you're gonna simplify it for us. 80-20 success formula. What is that?
Sure. So 80% of the results that we are getting in our life are coming from 20% of the actions that we are taking. Always ask yourself, like maybe go back to the past week and write down all the wins that happened for that week. Go back to the past month and come write down all the wins that happened in the past month and identify what are the 20% actions that you took caused those 80% wins. The moment you identify that, eliminate all the noise. You don't have to do 100 things to be successful. You can identify what matters the most and do more of those things. For example, you wanted to be healthy. Number one, you need to do like 30 minutes of exercise. Number two, you need to take clean diet, right? So versus, oh, I need to take like a 10 supplements. I need to hire like maybe 3 people. I need to go to 10 different facilities. Just make it simple. The 20% here is 30 minutes of exercise and taking proper diet. That's all. Rest all like a noise. Eliminate the noise, focus on the signal. So that way you get to the 20% and you save a lot of time doing that. And I'm saying this is not going to be easy, but you need to work on that. It's going to take some time for you to identify what are the 20% things in your life that are creating 80% of the success. For me, my 20% is all about my workouts in the morning and my focus blocks I spend every single day. When I'm focusing on one thing, I turn off all the notifications and put my laser like focus on that particular task for the 90 minutes time. In the 90 minutes, nothing is in my mind. I put my blinders on, focus on something, and I'm done. Once I'm done, rest of the day I'm already completed everything what I wanted to do in that 90-minute window. Same way,
Hmm.
identify what is that for you and focus on that.
Mhm. Start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible, Francis of Assisi said. Vamsi, you also talk about another very interesting topic, die empty. What exactly does it mean?
Sure. Uh, Simple example, like some of you are already moms. Some of you maybe remember the days with your moms. Let's imagine your mom is giving you an orange every single day, and she's asking you, hey, finish this orange before end of the day. And what you are doing is maybe you're just tasting that orange a little bit and putting into the trash can every single day. How does your mom feel? Is she going to be happy? Is she going to be upset? Is she going to be mad? I think all of those, right? Because you are not eating that orange, which is exactly what is happening in our life as well. Every single day is like an orange. We are
Every single day.
we are just tasting that orange and we are putting into a trash can if you're not using that perfectly. Whereas you have a chance, squeeze that orange, you get every ounce of juice from that orange, then you put that remaining into the trash, which is what, like, you completely use your day, use your month, use your year. At the end of the day, you die empty. You don't have anything that you're carrying. And one other analogy that I wanted to bring here, Beata, is do you know what is the most expensive place in the world?
Nope, tell me.
Do you think it's a Dubai?
Well, I would argue about it. There are a couple of places that are competing, but tell
Right.
me, surprise
Yes.
me.
Maybe ask your audience. They can see. Hey, type in the chat. What is the most expensive place in the world?
Hello, audience. What is the most expensive place in the world? Chip in and help me because I am desperate for some help. Is it Brunei? Is it Dubai? Is it maybe Abu
Tokyo.
Dhabi? Whatever it is, please tell us and we will validate it later on. In the meantime, leaders are made. They are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. Vince Lombardi said. Vamsi, before you answer that question, we are still waiting for answers. I hope our audience is going to make a couple of suggestions. Tell us, is there anything exciting that is going to happen in Vamsi world? Any exciting project?
Absolutely. So the project that I'm creating right now is how can you achieve your 10-year goal in 12 months? And I'm working with a couple of individuals. I'm planning to invite a couple more in the few months. And this is something I'm really like passionate about. So you have your 10-year goals. Like I wanted to be X, Y, and Z. How can you achieve that? Not in 10 years, in 12 months. So how I'm going to be doing it, I created like a curriculum around this. And very first step, Beata, is in this journey, understand more about where you are right now. And I help them to see where they are in the map. And once they understand where they are in the map, now then I help them to see what is possible from there. So I help them to design the goal that they have in their mind. And the final step is help them to accelerate towards that and achieve that in the 12-month period.
Of course, when you talk about map, you're not talking about the places on the map. We have a couple of answers. The most expensive place is Shanghai, says Agatha. Marianne, is it UAE? So, Vamsi, I think it's time to help our audience. And give
Absolutely,
us
absolutely.
answer.
Good answers, everyone. The most expensive place, I heard like I asked the same question several times in various podcasts. Some people said Tokyo, some people said New Delhi, some people said New York, Los Angeles, London. No, the most expensive place in the world is graveyard. That is where all the billion-dollar dreams are buried. Luckily, none of us are in the graveyard yet. We all still have an opportunity to take the dream that you have in your mind, the dream that you have in your heart, and take it out and start working towards. You don't want to be dying with the dream in your heart. That's maybe the most expensive mistake that you can make. You don't want to carry that dream to that. Take it out, execute it. Don't worry about the resources. Be resourceful. You have all the resources that you need to achieve your dream.
Hopefully, one life, no regrets. Vamsi, thank you very much for revealing the most expensive place with graveyard in New York, Shanghai, wherever it is. The graveyard is the most expensive place where dreams are buried. How to plan the perfect success formulas to achieve high performance is today's topic, Vamsi. Oh, let's ask you about the high performance systems. You have developed some high performance systems. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
Absolutely, absolutely. So first thing, again, you don't have to complicate this. Make it simple for your execution. Before you start your week, ask yourself what exactly that I wanted to achieve from this week, and spend some time on the paper. The best way that you can do, schedule 30 minutes on your calendar, take your pen, take your paper, and write it down. These are the things that I wanted to achieve this week. A lot of people we are a lot of people, everyone, they always wanted to win championships. Don't focus on the championships yet. First, in order for you to win a championship, you need to win a couple of really, really good matches. In order for you to win a match, you need to have a couple of good quarters in the match. So focus on giving your best for the first quarter that you are going to be playing on that week. Identify what's your game plan. Every week is a game for you. Come up with a plan. This is what I wanted to have. And the moment you have successful game plan for that week, you go and achieve it. The moment you have 2-3 good weeks in the month, you are going to have a fantastic month. The moment you have a couple of good months, you're going to have really good quarter. And after the quarter, you're going to have a good year. That's simple it is. You don't have to have a big system. You don't have to have 7 steps to success. All you have within you. Ask the question, what I want in the next 7 days. Is this aligned with my long-term vision? Is this aligned with what I wanted to achieve in my life? The moment alignment is there, you can achieve.
Great. Let's focus on alignment and also about the 5 soft skills or career-driven females, in your opinion, should have.
Sure, sure. So a lot of people, you might have heard it from soft skills. You need to have communication. You need to be really, really friendly. I wanted to give a different angle to this. So number one thing, I think the soft skill that we all need, not just for women, for all of us, is letting go. Letting go of your past. Your past is not going to be helping you create your future. Let go of that. Be that, keep that soft skill, and don't seek any approval from anyone. Don't seek validation from other people. Always, your goal and go towards that. Don't do the things for somebody else. And the second thing I recommend is always keep beginner's mindset. A lot of times when I talk to really successful people, they say, "Oh, I heard about this before. I read this before. I know this before." Those are the things stopping you to achieve your greatness. Ask the question in a different way. I heard this before. Am I implementing this in my life? Am I executing this during my corporate career? Those questions will help you achieve that. And the third point, the soft skill, I say, always be cheerleader, always be uplifter, always uplift people around you. Doesn't matter what is happening in your world, always uplift. Whatever that we are doing, you get that back, and universe is going to be supporting you. And your network, always spend some time on networking with the people who are at your dream level, who are like maybe 10 times better than you, and spend some time, whether you're introvert or extrovert. Now we have all these platforms, all these podcasts. Your network is your net worth. If you spend more time on the people who are already doing what you wanted to do, for you, it's very easy. And the final thing maybe I'll recommend is make some bold moves. Nothing happens in the comfort zone. Nothing grows there. Make some bold moves. Take like the step that will help you reach towards your finish line.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You definitely ring a couple of very common goals, very common outcomes. Residue is something that we need to get rid of because it's not helping you. Don't look back. You're not going this way. Or as Captain Sandy says on Below Deck, she always says, what stays on charter, you leave it on the charter and you start afresh. So definitely that's a very valid point, Vamsi. Comfort zone is another topic we like to talk about, and leaving that comfort zone. Many of our lovely viewers left the comfort zone by making lovely comments. Olga Vasina, Agata Bellon, In Love and in Pain, Kim Vermak, Marianne Madera, and Jake. You definitely know how to hack the future and contribute to our lovely discussion. Vamsi, I am very thrilled to ask you, even though we know that pandemic is nearly over, we can travel anywhere almost in the world. If you could travel anywhere in the world and you could bring any person in the world to have private breakfast with, who would it be and where would you go to?
Absolutely, that's a beautiful question. So I would definitely would like to spend some time with Tony Robbins. The reason behind, I spent several years with Tony Robbins. I attended 15, 16 of his live events. I worked with him behind the scenes as a volunteer. But I always feel there is something more that I can learn from my master. So if I get an opportunity, I think I'll spend some time with Tony Robbins while having breakfast, maybe in his hometown in Fiji. I've never been to Fiji. Maybe this is the best time while everything is cold here, go and experience that warm weather and have a breakfast with him and learn from him. And that is, I think, like maybe, one of my dream. I'm pretty sure it's going to be happening pretty soon, in like next maybe 12 months. I'll see.
Well, if it happens, you've got to send us a selfie because we like sharing the success, and definitely success means to Vamsi meeting Tony Robbins and having private breakfast with him. Speaking about inspiring people and inspiration, what is your life lesson quote and how did it change you?
One quote always, it's on my fingertips, it's on my front of my mind, is start before you are ready. Start before you are ready. This is a mantra for me. This is the same principle I help all of my clients implement it, because you don't have to wait until everything is perfect. A lot of people, they're waiting for perfect season, perfect financial conditions, perfect prime minister, perfect president, perfect everything. Nothing is going to happen because they've been waiting for that perfect moment. So start before you are ready. is my favorite quote.
Start before you are ready by Marie Forleo. Well done. We like role models with awesome quotations. Vamsi, what is the number one book you wish you read before you started your career?
Absolutely. I read like more than 800 books on personal growth. And if you look at me back, there are like maybe 400 books here. I got a big library in my bedroom. Uh, if you ask me one book that I recommend is, or maybe one book I wish I read before, was the book named The One Thing by Gary Keller. So this is the book I always recommend all of my clients to read first. The One Thing. What is your one thing? And focus on that, and that thing will help you to achieve. A lot of people, they are just focusing on multiple things and they're ignoring their one thing. That's the reason the end of the day, end of the month, end of the year, they're still exactly where they were before. For me, my one thing is focusing on my personal growth and put my oxygen mask before I serve everyone. That's the reason from the past 10 plus years, I spent like a lot of my time, energy, and resources to polishing myself. And I'm helping now with all the oxygen I got with the entire world.
And you definitely nailed down how to plan the perfect success formula to achieve high performance. With all these 800 books, over 800 books, it's achievable. And with the perfect formulas that Vamsi brought to us today, we have next week a guest how to develop ultimate business model that will last through generations. Marie Colling will be joining us next Wednesday at 6 p.m. CET, midday if you're in New York. Vamsi, thank you very much. It's been very inspirational today. Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. And that's it from episode 77 of PhD Livestream. Thanks to our guest Vamsi Polimetla. To stay updated and ensure you never miss a positivity hack delivered, follow Woman on it and turn on notifications to be alerted once a video being uploaded. As always, our positivity quote comes from Positive Thinking Only and goes, look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. Today is your day to hack the future. Hack the positivity you want. Thank you.